Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Fred, the submarine guy. This is a bonus video for day two. On the first video, I talked about ways you can communicate with your tribe or your crew, and one of the methods that I mentioned was YouTube. So I wanted to give you some extra thoughts here on YouTube. So let's get started here on that. Okay. There's me, of course. And let's see. YouTube, first of all, just to set the stage, is just a method of communicating with your subscribers. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's not for sales. You're not going to drive somebody to a sales presentation using YouTube. Now, there are the ways to make sales videos and that kind of thing, but for 99.9% of your work, YouTube is just for communication of ideas, thoughts, training, etc. on your topic, whatever that may be, and a means to drive people to other platforms, like to your blog or your sales page or your download for your free report, or I don't know, Facebook, wherever you're communicating with people, or to your next action that you want them to take. So use it to inform people about what you're doing, about how you're doing things, about things that you're training on, that you're becoming an expert on, and use it to collect leads. One of the things I'll bring up repetitively through not only this training, but most all of our training, is that collecting leads and building your list is the single thing you have to have at the top of your list in order to build your email list, because that becomes the asset of your business. It's the only tangible thing that you can take with you no matter what. YouTube is owned by Google, right? It may well become a platform on which we cannot do any of what we're doing now. And therefore, all your videos would either be taken away or be blanked out or gone away or something, and you wouldn't be able to do what we're doing now with YouTube, and that is putting up videos and collecting leads off of it. Same thing for Facebook. Facebook is a commercial enterprise. It's there to make money for Mark Zuckerberg and his company and his corporation and all the people that work at Facebook and invest in Facebook and that sort of thing. It just happens that we're using it nicely for collecting leads off of people that want to do a business, want to buy our products, like our services, that kind of thing. So the idea is to keep people moving through your message sequence, either videos or writings that you're doing on your blog, or videos or posts you're doing in your Facebook group, or those kind of things, to keep people moving so that they'll understand you better, they'll get to know you better, they'll get to like you, and they'll become able to trust you and follow you, more as the more that you put out. Always use a call to action, and we'll talk about calls to action repeatedly here, but basically on every video you either want to drive a person to the next video, or to the next video plus make sure you subscribe to the channel, or to get them to go download a free report or a free part of my offer or whatever, and those sorts of things. Never ever leave a video without something for your prospect to do. Okay? They need to be able to follow directions. You need to be able to give them directions, and those directions will keep them moving through your sequence. I got some great training today from Larry Beecham, who works for David Sharp in their legendary marketer system, and he put together the idea of, let's say you're you're selling a recipe book, Southern recipes, right? That was the example that Larry used. He said, your first video might be how to cook up the best fried chicken you've ever tasted, right? And so your first video under that would be here's the ingredients we need, and talk about the ingredients, where you get them and what not to get, and make sure this is fresh and don't use this brand, only use this kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. And then at the end of that first video, maybe it's 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, you say, now the next video I'm going to teach you about setting up your frying pan and what kind of oil to use and that kind of stuff. So make sure you click on the next video to get that. And while you're here, subscribe to my channel and da 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 da, just like I'm talking about here, right? Then video 2 would be the setup and the oil selection and how to control the heat on your stove and that kind of stuff. And then the next video is, you get the sequence here, that even though you're selling, and this is an example, right? You're selling this Southern cookbook. You've taken one little segment of it, how to make fried chicken, the world's best fried chicken or whatever, and you have a series of videos that walk people through your training or your education on that, on how to do that one recipe, right? And then you're driving them to free excerpts from your cookbook or a free recipe card or something like that. And the more they watch you, the more they like you on video, the more they download your stuff, the more likely they are to go buy your cookbook, which is, in that example, your ultimate goal. So think about your sales process in terms of educating the customer. I always go back to sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. The brick and mortar store, right? You walk into a store, there are people there to help you. More used to be than are now, but there's somebody you can talk to. You can look at the prices on the rack. You can go feel the silk of the dress. Whatever it is, you're there experiencing the sales process and the buying process in the store. When you're online, like we are, you don't get that personalization, that personal contact and that kind of stuff. So that's where we come in with our videos, our audios, our training, our writing, and that sort of thing, so that people can learn to know, like, and trust us, and eventually do business with us based on that. So okay, so I kind of went off on a tangent there. Let's talk about a little more about the strategy of YouTube, and that's sort of what I've been going to, right? You may or may not like YouTube, right? It is one of the, if not the best communication methods, video that is, and YouTube, of course, is free. But again, it's just a communication method for educating your prospects. And the concepts that I'm talking about here to build up your know, like, and trust factors apply to any communication method. Let's say you don't use YouTube, but you like Instagram or Twitter or some of those others. I mean, there's tons of social media where you can interact with prospects in different ways, some with pictures, some with videos, some with text. I mean, your blog obviously can have text or video or audio on it, kind of thing. So these principles apply to all of those. But again, a number 3 bullet there, understand your asset. Your big asset here is your email list. So drive people to your opt-in form to get a free report, to get the next video, to whatever the purpose is. Give them some incentive to get on your list as a part of the education process, right? Keep people moving through your messages, as I mentioned before, and always work to improve. Keep folks moving through the process. Keep them active, following you until they come to the point where you're presenting your sales offer, your things like that kind of thing. So let's go on to the next page here. And I hear you now, you're going, oh, Fred, I hate videos. I don't like to be on camera. I'm nervous about being on camera. Look, I'm 64 years old, okay? I didn't pick up. I didn't use this little camera on my computer until about 2 or 3 years ago. I was like you. I don't need a camera. I've got email. I can write. I can blog. I can, do this, that, and the other. I don't need video. Once I started using video, my list exploded. My influence exploded. Um, I got better at it. I made this PowerPoint template so it would have some standard look and feel for me, you know, as a submarine guy. That kind of made that my brand. Um, but it didn't, my point is, it didn't happen overnight. You've got to start somewhere, and you're going to make mistakes. But you'll continue to learn. You know, I wrote early on one of my early websites that I was manually coding in HTML, by the way. That was a long time ago. But I wrote a little saying that stayed with me a long time, and that is that the road to success is paved with the stones of failure. So if you're not out there failing, you're not going to reach the success that you're looking for. And that's where you want to be. You got to continue to learn as you move through the maturing process in your sales experience. You will get better. You will get more followers. You will get people who unsubscribe from you. Some people don't like my daily emails. I don't care. You know, if you don't like my daily emails, I don't want you on my email list, right? The people that like my emails are the ones that stick with me, or the ones that buy my stuff, or the ones that follow me. And that's what I want. I want to just, you know, continue to build my crew, continue to build my following, and you will succeed as long as you don't quit, okay? But it doesn't have to be on YouTube. You know, you pick your communication medium, but do communicate on a consistent basis. So again, your assets. Your big assets are your email list. The people that are on your email list are your assets, and your training. Obviously, your videos or writings on your blog or writings on Facebook or those kind of things will probably be archived on your computer somewhere. I hope they are. That kind of thing. So if for instance YouTube went away or Vimeo went away, you'd still have the MP4 file from your video to save and put up somewhere else, right? One of the things I learned early on, you know, you're new and you're just figuring out, you know, how your camera works, or how your MLM works, or how your product works, and you're like, God, I don't know anything. Well, you do. One of the mantras that I follow is learn, then do, and then train, right? Once you learn something, how to make a video, for instance, how to upload a video to YouTube, how to put a image on the video for YouTube, that kind of thing, you learn that, and then you go do it, and you'll screw it up a few times. You'll get better at the more you do it, just like I did, and then you can start training people. And that's when you become a leader and an expert in whatever you're doing, right? You can start training people on how to make a YouTube video. I mean, that's a simple example, but that's the kind of thing you want to do. Learn a new skill, do it, and then train others on how to do it. That's how you become a leader. You won't become a movie star, and you don't have to know everything, right? You don't have to look beautiful. You don't have to wear makeup. I hadn't shaved in 3 days, you know. But you just got to keep doing it, and you got to keep improving your to get your message out to your crew. Okay. Again, you know, if you don't like video, it's the best communication method by far, but it's not the only communication method. You can use audio. There's plenty of audio players out there that you can use in conjunction with your blog or your website. I don't know that you can upload audios to Facebook now, but if you turn them into videos, even if they just had a picture on them, you know, you can upload videos to Facebook. But again, pick one, become an expert in whatever you feel comfortable with, and be consistent. If you're going to put out, you know, 2 or 3 videos a week, put out 2 or 3 videos every week. If you're going to put out an article a week in your email newsletter, put out an article a week. You know, I set a goal a year and a half ago to do a daily email to my list, and I started out with 2 emails a week, and then I started a Monday, Wednesday, Friday email, and then I added in a Saturday summary, and then about 6 months ago I started a daily email. And there's only been a couple of weeks where I missed a day, in the Monday through Saturday routine, right? So I sort of plan them, as I got more comfortable with doing those emails, and I'm just using this for example, right? I got more comfortable with doing those emails. I would make up the topic list early in the week, like on the Saturday before, and write the first couple and queue them up in Aweber so that they go out Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning or Tuesday 10 o'clock in the morning, that sort of thing. And then maybe Monday night I'd write Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and Tuesday I'd write Fridays or something like that. Sometimes I could write like all 5 of them over the weekend, right? If it, like, sometimes I'd do a sequence on email marketing, say, or video marketing or things like that. And that all I had all in my head, and I could break that up into 5 separate emails that would go out. And some of the emails are really short. They say, hey, go watch this video on this topic, right? Or sometimes I point to other people's stuff too, like Neil Patel is a top online marketer, and I love some of his stuff. He's one of those guys that invests $1 million here or $500,000 there. Obviously a step above where we are, but if you think, hey, if he's doing that, maybe we ought to take a look at doing that at our level, right? So I think he's got some really good stuff. His videos are short, they're kind of to the point, they're applicable to what we're doing. I like him. Rich Sheffrin, Dan Kennedy, there's a lot of motivational guys, there's a lot of big strategy guys. Just watched a big 2-hour video with Rich Sheffrin the other night. Just powerful stuff, and I can summarize that for my list in my emails. Okay, I'm kind of going off. Be consistent with whatever your communication method is. And one of the things too that I learned is it's better to do 6 videos at 5 minutes apiece than it is to do a 30-minute video, right? And here I am pushing like 20 minutes on this video, but I'm not following my own advice. But don't think that you have to make a lot of long videos, right? Pick 2 or 3 or 4 points and then add your intro in at the start. Tell them what you're going to tell them, then tell them what you're going to tell them, and then summarize what you told them. And once you do those sorts of things, and then you do your call to action at the end, you're at the 5-minute point. So it's not that hard. And again, it's not like you're standing up in front of a group of 20 or 50 or 100 people. You're doing a video for one person, right? And that's the other thing, is that avatar part of the previous training that we did, you're talking to your avatar. You're talking to the person who has not seen great success in their online efforts, their online marketing efforts maybe, who haven't been successful in their MLM, who haven't been successful in their affiliate sales, whatever, and you're looking for things to train them. Once you have 3 or 4 ideas that you could say, 4 or 5 sentences on, a paragraph or so on, you could do a 5-minute video, okay? And again, they're not going to be perfect. Okay, but again, if you don't like video, pick a communication method that you can be consistent at. So that brings us back to the summary. 7 days. This is the second part of day 2, communication, specifically on YouTube. I'll have your story done here shortly. That'll be lesson number 3, and then we'll expand on calls to action on lesson number 4. Thanks, and have a great day. And finally, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, down here on, what is it, this side, I don't know, down in the bottom right hand corner from where you're looking, there's a subscribe button. You can subscribe to my channel and get first notification of all the future trainings that I do. And also, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, hit it really hard, and any comments you have, please put a comment down there in the below the video here on YouTube. I really would appreciate it. Also, in the description on this video, I'm going to give you a special link to a series I put together on how to do email marketing. It's it's a subscription form on my blog, and just for being here today, you're going to get a free copy of my 300 power words and phrases document that I've had downloaded over 1,000 times by loyal subscribers, that you can use to write better headlines, better subject lines, better sales lines and that sort of thing. It's free. It's a PDF. You'll get that as soon as you hit the subscribe button there, and there's a special offer at the end of that as well. Thanks, and have a great day.